All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into something you've probably seen a million times online, the no deposit bonus. It sounds amazing, right? Free money just for signing up. But as we're looking at things in 2026, we've got to ask, what's the real story here?
So let's get right to it. Is free casino money the real deal? Or is it kind of like a magic trick, a clever illusion? We're going to dive deep and see what the research actually says about these incredibly popular offers.
Okay, so before we can figure out if it's a good deal, we have to understand the hook. What are they actually offering you? And, maybe more importantly, why would a casino just give away money for free?
And here's the first big takeaway from our source material. This isn't a gift. It's not free money out of the goodness of their hearts. It is 100% a marketing tool. Think of it like a test drive. They want to get you in the door, let you try the games, and hope you stick around to play with your own money.
And this brings us to the most important word in this entire conversation: conditions. The source puts it perfectly. On the surface, it looks like free cash, but every single bonus comes with conditions. These are the hidden rules, the fine print, that really determine if the offer has any value at all.
Okay, so we've established it's a marketing tool with a bunch of conditions attached, but it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. Casinos have cooked up a whole menu of different flavors of these bonuses, each one designed to grab a different type of player.
Our source actually breaks it down into 5 common types. You've got your free spins, which is pretty straightforward. Then there's bonus cash, free chips for table games, something called time-limited play, and even hybrid rewards. So yeah, there's a whole buffet of options, but each one has its own trade-offs. Let's take a closer look.
So let's zoom in on the two you'll see most often: free spins versus bonus cash. On one hand, free spins are super simple, right? But the catch is, they're usually locked to just one game, and there's a hard cap on what you can win. Then you've got bonus cash. It gives you way more freedom to explore different games. But, and this is a big but, it comes with something called high wagering requirements, which we're going to get into in a big way.
When you lay it all out like this, a pattern becomes super clear. It's all about trade-offs. The easy stuff, like free spins, is really restrictive. The more flexible offers, they come with way more complicated rules. So the big takeaway here is that there's no single best bonus. It really depends on what you want to do. Are you just trying to test out one specific slot machine, or do you want to get a feel for the whole platform?
All right, so we get the what and the why now. But this next part, this is probably the most important section of this whole explainer. We're talking about the fine print. This is where that shiny promise of free money crashes right into a pretty complicated reality.
So, you're going to see a number like this tacked on to pretty much every bonus offer out there: 30x, 40x, sometimes even 50x. It's called a wagering requirement, and it sounds kind of technical. But what does it actually mean for you and any money you happen to win?
Okay, this right here is the biggest catch, hands down. Let's break it down so it's not just an abstract number. If you win, say, $10, and there's a 40x wagering requirement, that means you have to bet a total of $400 before you can even think about withdrawing that original $10. It's a massive, massive hurdle.
And believe it or not, that wagering requirement is just the start of it. The source points out a whole minefield of other rules. You've got withdrawal caps, so even if you clear the wagering, you might only be able to cash out, say, $50. The bonus might only work on certain games, and they almost always have super short expiry dates. It's like a whole system of rules designed to make cashing out incredibly tough.
What's really interesting is the trend here. According to the source, these requirements are actually getting tougher. A couple of years back, 30x was pretty standard. Now in 2026, seeing 40x is totally normal, and 50x isn't even that surprising anymore. That just makes the goal of turning bonus money into real cash that much harder.
So, okay, after hearing about all those rules and restrictions, you might be thinking, why would anyone bother? But if you are still curious and want to check one out, how can you do it safely? How do you go in with your eyes wide open? Well, the source gives us a really practical 5-step checklist. And honestly, it all boils down to one simple idea: be informed and be realistic. It's about doing your homework before you click claim. Actually reading that fine print, checking that the casino is legit and has a license, and just being smart about it. And this, right here, is probably the most important piece of advice in this entire breakdown. You have to treat these bonuses as a way to explore.
Think of it like a free sample at the grocery store or a demo of a new video game. It's there to help you decide if you want to spend your own money later. The second you start seeing it as a potential paycheck, well, you've kind of fallen for the marketing.
Okay, to wrap things up, the source kind of zooms out and asks a really big question. If these chance-based bonuses are so full of catches, what does a better, more transparent reward system even look like? And it presents this fascinating contrast between rewards based on pure luck and rewards based on actual skill.
And this is where the source really draws a line in the sand. On one side, you have these casino bonuses. They are all about luck, and they force you to navigate this maze of complicated rules. But on the other side, you have a model built on skill. They use poker as an example, where your rewards are earned through transparent gameplay. Your own decisions, your strategy, that's what directly impacts your results, not just a random spin.
So in the end, it all comes back to this one big question. Is a no-deposit bonus a genuine gift to help you get started, or is it more like a golden cage? Looks beautiful and shiny from the outside, but it's built with rules that are really, really hard to escape. Knowing the difference between the marketing and the reality, well, that's everything.